Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Carol. It's good to see you.
Good evening, Andrew. You too.
Hi there, Andrew.
All well?
Yes.
Yeah. So welcome to our coffee break conversation revisited. So we obviously wanted to catch up with you guys in our original series, but due to the nature of your work and stuff that was going on, that wasn't possible. So we thought for our 1 year on series, we would try and catch up with you. But just for people that are listening or watching that don't know you guys, do you want to share a wee bit about sort of who you are, maybe what you do in church and what you do as a job?
Okay, there you go.
You want to go first? Ladies first.
Hi, I'm Carol Harper. I am a ward sister in the Royal Victoria in the Regional Liver Unit. I've been there for over 30 years. I am the other half of the Clerk of Session of Alligown Presbyterian. I make a lot of cups of tea and help out where needed.
I'm Roy Harper. I'm married to Carol. I met her in Ward 17 of the Royal Victoria Hospital. It was love at first sight. So the typical doctor, nurse. I'm a doctor, qualified in 87. I work in the Ulster Hospital. I've been there since the late 90s. And I've just about 7 more years to go before I retire. So that's why I'm looking a bit tired.
It's always good to know that there was somebody that qualified in the year that I was born.
Oh, stop.
Thanks.
So obviously this year for church has been challenging. We've now been closed for a year as COVID has gripped the world. And I'm sure for you guys it's been a really relaxed year of furlough and not much else going on. How has your year been?
Oh, gosh.
Oh boy, where do we start? It's been incredibly busy. It's been stressful. I have to say it's also been quite exhilarating for a medic, learning about a new disease, how to support people who get COVID-19, how to get them through it. It's all been fairly interesting from that point of view. Were we scared at the beginning? Yeah, we were fairly scared because we were hearing that some healthcare professionals were getting sick and weren't making it. So it's been busy. The days have been long. And then, of course, when we got COVID and Carol got really sick, then things really were very difficult.
Yeah, I suppose we got used to wearing the masks and the visors and all the guff that you have to put onto you to look after the patients. You couldn't take a tea break. Only 2 allowed in a tea room at a time. Things in work changed. It was very much intense and very much, you went along with it, but it was quite scary. I have to say, most people do know that I was ill. I was in the Ulster for 15 days with a COVID pneumonia that was really quite scary. Roy was able to look through a window. So I saw him very frequently during the day, maybe a wee bit too early in the morning sometimes, at about 7:30. But anyway, I was really well looked after, really cared for. I had every faith and trust in God and the people who were looking after me in that hospital. I even had a little cleaner come in called Derek, and Derek was a lay preacher. And Derek, as you know, you get talking, and you're not really allowed to talk about religion and belief in certain, situations like that. But he was an absolute treat and a delight, and probably sent from God himself to keep my spirits up. But yeah, I'm well and recovered. Get a bit breathless, but then I always did. So, I'm doing well, and praise God, I'm here to tell you that story.
Yeah, wow. So, yeah, gosh, so much more than I was expecting there for the past year for you guys. So, obviously, there's 2 massive things there. So, as medical professionals, I'm sure your faith kind of played a massive part over the past year in terms of helping to get you through. And so how did that look? But also on the other side of it, obviously, Carol, when you were sick, I'm sure there was a massive part in Roy, I know that you were sick as well, but obviously with Carol being hospitalized, I'm sure faith came into it there as well. So how did that play out?
Well, I mean, to be honest, Andrea, it was fairly scary. I mean, Carol got very, very sick and was just a whisker away from having to go to intensive care. She was on high flow oxygen for ages. I have to say, right through it all, we definitely felt that we were being supported, that we had peace, that God was in control. And it's been like that for all of my career. When I was a young Christian, I just got a sense that this is the way I was going to be able to serve during, throughout hopefully a long career serving others in the medical field. And it has been a real privilege. And I do feel that it's been a calling. So every day when I go to work, I need the support of the Holy Spirit to guide me, to direct me. I'm always praying before ward rounds and clinics. It's an intrinsic part of who and what I am. Mm-hmm. And it's sort of the same for Carol.
Yeah, it is. I have to say, when people say to me, were you scared when you were in hospital? And I really wasn't that scared, because I did have, I suppose it was faith, as I say, in God and in the medical profession and the nurses, that I was going to be okay. I didn't think I was going to die. But, the support I got from friends from the church was lovely. And the little verses sent and just words of comfort and reassurance was fabulous. So thank you, everybody that did that while I was in hospital, and for Roy too, that reached out to him. As Roy says, there's not a day, when you're driving into work, there's always that's one of my main prayer times, where I would ask for sort of peace and sort of a quietness within me, and God to do all the talking and the organization of the day, and not just, not to lose my rag and not to shout at people. There it is intrinsic. It's definitely something in you, in our professions. Yeah.
Wow. That sounds great, and I'm sure there's plenty of our young people that love to just chat with you guys about how that looks in everyday life. I suppose now we're now in March, we're starting to see a wee bit of light at the end of the tunnel, but without kind of going into a party political broadcast, as medical professionals, is there anything that you kind of just want to drive home to young people just about just this last hopeful stretch as we head towards lockdown easing?
I think, Andrew, it's worth saying that, our young people have given up an awful lot over the last year. And I think they have sacrificed so much, but it has been so worth it, because, it could have been so much more severe. We could have lost many more people if folks hadn't played their part. So I'd like to say a big thank you for all the young people who have sacrificed so much, given up so much for schooling, for friends, for social interactions, for all of that. It's been so wonderful, and it really has helped us. It's helped save lives, and it helped protect the NHS. So a big thank you from all of us.
Yeah, and that's it. And hopefully we'll not be too much longer before we can try and have some sort of normality, and Carol can make us all a cup of tea again. I think we're
absolutely
all looking forward to that. So yeah, I suppose just as we bring this to a close, you talked about people sending you verses and stuff. Do you guys have any words of encouragement or anything you would just like to send out there to young people, as we know they're going to be going back to school soon and facing exams that aren't actually exams and all that kind of last push?
Yeah, I've always used the word constant, because throughout my life, God has always been the constant that's there. I mean, you can say that your loved ones are constant, but the most absolute person or being to be constant in your life is God Almighty. There was a wee verse, Isaiah 33, verse 6. He is my constant source of stability. He abundantly provides safety and great wisdom. So yeah, God is my rock and my constant. You got one?
That's lovely.
No, that's
Royce is more long-winded here.
No, it's not long-winded. It's not long-winded. It's Psalm 91. What can I say? I mean, read it. I mean, the language is a bit archaic, but it just says amazing things, that God is my refuge, my fortress. I can trust him. He'll save us from the deadly pestilence. He covers us with his feathers. Under his wings, you find refuge. I mean, it's just such a amazing psalm at this time when we're going through all of this, that, God is there. He looks out for every one of you. He cares. He wants to bring you under his wings. He wants to protect you. He wants to nurture you, to mold you. It's just absolutely amazing. Fantastic Psalm 91. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. I think we can all relate to both of those over the past year. You know, it has been difficult that we haven't been able to meet in person. I'm sure, you know, for you guys, not even getting that break to come to church, we can't even, you know, not even able to go to church. But it's been great that we've been able to reach out and do stuff online and still see the young people. So I know that they will hopefully be encouraged by that. And even as we move forward, you know, we're still going to need to be there to support each other because it's going to look different for a while.
Yeah.
You know, but guys, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I will let you go and get some more rest. And it sounds like you've had an interesting year. It is great that you're here. It's great to see guidance on that and that he has kept you. And we just pray that as we see the rest of this through, or as we see the next 7 years, Roy's decided of his career through, that he will keep doing that. And yeah, we can't wait to see you all again soon.
Yeah, you too.
Can't wait.
See you later.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right. Take care. Bye. Bye.